What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today with my 15 must-have plugins for producers in 2026. So these are my desert island plugins. They're not just random plugins that came out last year or the best of. Nah, these are the 15 plugins throughout time that I consistently use, except for one. So with no further delay, let's get right into this thing. They're not in any order except for the first one. And my first go-to plugin would have to be Omnisphere 3. So when you open up Omnisphere 3, it's going to look like this. This thing has over 40,000 presets. It's pretty solid. You can easily find what you want. So you've got analog vibes, digital, organic vibes, warm tones, live instruments, so on and so forth, which makes this thing pretty dope. And another thing that's cool about this, so let's say if we come to the instrument collection, we can go to anything though. And like, let's say we just grab some strings, we'll hit string cellos, and now you have, right, so we have that cello, right? One of the best features they added was this mutate feature. So you can come over here and you can decide whether you want it to be extreme or a little bit. So I can push extreme and it's going to change up the 4 layers because each patch is made up of 4 different layers, as you guys can see here: noise, sub, modular saw, so on and so forth. So if I hit mutate now, granted, that's a crazy sound, but you can get some pretty cool mutations in this. So you can come over here to your directories. I have some saved. So let's go ahead and check out, you know what I'm saying, one of these that I have. I really like that one right here. So it sounds like, right? So you've got different functions that you can mess with. So you've got this orb and you can move it around from layer to layer. So each one of these is a layer. And you can roll the dice on that too, which is cool. You've got 4 different layers, like I said. You've got a ton of effects in this thing. So as you see, you're going to get just different kinds of effects, tube saturation, all kinds of stuff. So with the effects, you'll see here you got different dynamic effects, different EQ effects, different color effects, filters, distortion, amplifiers, different modulations. You got halftime, you've got warp shifters, just all kinds of different effects that you can mess with in here. And then another thing that's nice is this ARP feature. It's got one of the best ARP features as far as laying out your arpeggiation and so on and so forth. Very fire too. And when we come to the main page, they've added this quad zone, which is nice too, to where I can break these instruments down, or I can break these layers down and play them on different sets of keys. So these are all the keys on your keyboard, and I can break it down and then just play different sounds on different keys. So very fire synthesizer. You can do a lot more than what I described here. You can load in samples and all that, but I only have so much time. So I've done reviews on all this stuff too. So you guys can check out the reviews if you need full details on everything. The second must-have plugin I have for you guys today is the only plugin on the list that I do not own, but I thought that I would have to do justice and show this plugin because it's Serum 2. So obviously, Serum 2 is one of the best synthesizers on the market, bar none. It's an advanced hybrid synthesizer. I do not own it because I have every other synthesizer, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I couldn't justify spending the $250 on Serum 2 when I have every other synthesizer, and we're gonna go through some more of those synthesizers later. But as you see with Serum 2 came out last year, they updated the interface, they added a bunch of functionality, more wavetables, all that stuff. Just a very solid synthesizer. One that I would recommend getting, especially if you're just starting out. The third plugin that I have for you guys today, this one comes from UVI and it's called Falcon. As many of you guys know, Falcon is my second favorite synthesizer. This thing is probably the synthesizer that you can do the most with because it's so in-depth. It has so many things that you can use, and it's so easy to create sounds. Like, I just opened this up. So I can drop, a square wave in here from the phase shaper. And so the wave is just going to sound like this. right? Just super basic, but really fast I can change this up. So I can come over here, let's bring this down 12 semitones, right? Let's mess with the swing a little bit. We can mess with the symmetry. The shape, we'll bring it back. The scale. And then we can add some fuzz to it. And then just like that, you can get a usable sound. So very fire, a lot more with this than just that. They've got a ton of different sounds in here that you can use. So we'll just click on this sound real quick. Bunch of different sound packs. UVI has a ton of sound packs. One thing that I really like about this synthesizer is the effects. So as you're looking underneath the hood, you actually get to use UVI's third-party effects in this. So you see, this ain't no basic delay that you're gonna get in a typical synthesizer, you know? It's got 2 different pages, got saturation, all kinds of stuff on there. Fire, you get their reverbs, you get chorus, you get everything, smart verb, you get all, or spark verb, you get all the stuff that Falcon has as their third parties in here. And with the scripts, it's fire too, because you've got all kinds of different scripts that you can run. So you see all these different art patterns I have. You've got just different ways that you can arpeggiate your sound, different way that you can make your sound go. You've got different chord styles here that you can play. You just got a lot of stuff in here that it just makes this nice. Definitely the most expansive synthesizer out there. Another one that I would recommend. The fourth plugin that I have for you guys today, this one's more of a bundle. It's called Arturia V Collection 11. But if you can't get V Collection 11, just substitute it with Analog Lab. So with this, with V Collection, it's going to come with like 43 synthesizers or sounds, basically. You're going to get all these emulations of like these analog, digital synths, and then you're going to get instruments too. So as you see here, you're going to get Sim, Mini Brute, Acid V, Mini V, the Buckler Easel, the CS80, Jupiter 8, Juno 6, Korg MS20, the Matrix 12, Prophet 5V. Just so many different synthesizers in here. Then you get the digital synths with the Mini Freak, the Jupiter 8000, the CMV, the CZV, the DX7, Prophet VS, just a lot of stuff in here. You're going to get keyboards and stuff in here like the B3, Mellotron, Selena. And then you're going to get acoustic pianos too. So the Whirly, the Clavinet. Piano V is the piano I used to use all the time. You guys have heard this in hundreds of videos. And then the augmented series is fire too, with all these augmented sounds. I just have Analog Lab pulled up in FL Studio because it's a lot. I don't have time to go through all of V Collection, although I have done many reviews on V Collection that you guys can check out. But with this, as you see, you know, you're going to get sounds like... But, you know, you're going to get all kinds of sounds in here. You're going to get pianos. You know what I'm saying? You get pianos in here. You're going to get some organs in here. I'm just pulling them at random. You know, you're going to get leads. You're going to get pads, whatever you're looking for. But whatever you're looking for, you're going to get in this plugin. Very fire. Analog Labs is definitely goated. The fifth must-have plugin I have for you guys today. This one comes from Master Hack, and it's called Master Plan. I do want to say this before we get going too far. There's a couple of plugins that I'll give you a solution for that one too as well. If you already have Ozone, you might not need Master Plan because you already have a mastering plugin. And then if you have Ozone 11, I will say that the AI that they use to detect the music and then to master the music is the best that it's ever been. It is much better than it's ever been. But Master Hack is only like $119. Very often it goes on sale, where Ozone, you know, the one that you're going to want is going to be $300 to $500. So what I'm going to do with Master Plan is I'm just going to push play on this verse, and then I'm going to basically really quick master this. It's not going to be perfect. but you get controls over like mids, lows, loudness, wideness. You can listen to it through emulations of other speakers like the N10 phone, monos, so on and so forth. You've got control over other things like you can thicken up your sound, you can clean up your sound, you can smooth out the compression, you can also calm down the sound, so you can calm the harshness, and then with the tape, you can add some tape. So let's just go ahead and turn all that off. I'm gonna push play, and you guys are gonna hear how it's going to change the way it sounds immediately. It seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stopping them out with their terrible lines. They never told us who the popular voters, so I'm here to show my ass just like the POTUS. Taking out rappers and eras that notice. Where is your message? You change the focus to ass, titties, titties, bash, cash, bitties, fitties, flash, feud, shitty, smash through the city. I don't just be talking shit, pop up in your metropolis on you just like the coppers is on these niggas that rock the grip. What you spittin', kid, not to lit. None of your homies knocking it, feeding until I got a shit. Bringing that funk, I'm dropping it. Sitting back like an ottoman, quarterback in a monogram, paper stacking a model, then make it happen, no lotto plan. Set up shop like a taco stand, the aficionado and fire like Colorado. Strand Savage, call me the Macho Man. Or Mankind, I'm Mick Foley. Are you Goku? Are you Broly? Do you hold it down for the Brodies? So yeah, just like that, you can get a good sound. I could have, did a better job, but I was just trying to hurry up and give you guys a quick glimpse of what you could do with this. You can really get into mastering your song quickly. It's going to give you your LUF information and all that down here at the bottom. Top tier mastering plugin, in my personal opinion. I'll be using this all the time now. And the sixth plugin that I have for you guys today, this one is Kontakt 8. I use Kontakt for all my instruments. So it's like, if you have a good synthesizer, like let's say you have Omnisphere, Serum, and Kontakt, you should be good on sounds. And then pick the right bundle, be responsible. If you don't need the collection edition and you just can get by with standard, get by with what you can get by, or just get Kontakt. It is free too as well. But with Kontakt, I use Kontakt for sounds like, and then many of you guys know I'm going to use Kontakt, obviously, for my guitar. So I've been using this guitar forever. So I got a little melody I put together. I'll let you guys hear that. It's just with the Kontakt sounds. Right? So with Kontakt, what's also nice about Kontakt is that they have all these tools now. So I talk about this often, but like they have this chord tool. So I can come down here and I can just grab some chords. So blow, now I have chords. Right? But you can use this with the tools. So now I can come down here with the pattern. And since I have chords in, I can just come pick a pattern. And now, let's go with this mountain climber. But like, let's say I turned off the chords. So there's different ones, obviously. Here we go. Here's a better one. So here's if I push one button down. But now if I have the chords on, so it's playing through all the notes in the chord, which makes this super solid. I would definitely recommend Kontakt. The seventh plugin that I have for you guys today, this one is called Guitar Rig 7. A Guitar Rig 7 is by far my favorite guitar amp, followed up closely by Amplitude 5. As you're looking at it, it looks like this. You get all kinds of different effects in this. It's just super solid. I mean, the wealth of different effects you get in this guitar amp is crazy. It's a whole bunch of different pedal emulations and stuff like that. But here's what the guitar sounded like before I threw Guitar Rig on there, and then I'll let you hear what it sounds like afterwards. I'll just turn it on. And then in here, there's just so many presets that you can go through. I mean, so as you guys can see there, you're gonna get a bunch of different effects and so on and so forth. You're gonna get a bunch of different sounds, all that. This is a very, very, very solid guitar amp emulation. Like I said, it's definitely my favorite. And you can use it on more than just guitars. And the eighth plugin that I have for you guys today, this is by far my favorite reverb on earth. It's called Rev Intensity by Arturia. So when you open up Rev Intensity, it is going to look like this. This thing is fire because you can hop underneath the hood. You've got filters that you can mess with. You've got an envelope follower. You've got functionality so you can draw your waveform here. That's pretty solid. Just a lot you can do with this reverb. What I like about this reverb the most, though, is this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and reload the plugin. Right. So this is what, when you initially open up Rev Intensity, this is the initial preset. I'm going to push play on the piano, and then I'm going to turn Rev Intensity on. All right. I mean, as soon as you put this on your sound, it's gonna make the sound so much better. Like, you don't even have to do much tweaking with this reverb if you're just putting it on a vocal or a piano or something like that. You know, a lot of times you can just come in here, you can get it going and just pull your dry wet level down a little bit. And it's just gonna sound good. Every time, it's just gonna sound good. So one of the things I love about this is just easy to use. Granted, it's a reverb. Reverbs are easy to use, but this one just works right every time. And the ninth plugin that I have for you guys today, this one comes from Arturia too, and it is called EFX Fragments. So when you open up EFX Fragments, it's going to look like this. This is basically a granular effect, but this is probably the best granular effect because I feel like a lot of times this thing stays, it stays on beat, where a lot of granular effects will get off and then they'll be off beat and all this other stuff. So I basically just use this on this bell and the beat. Now let me turn it on. So now the way that sounds with the rest of the instruments that I had going was like this. So I feel like that added a little bit to the beat for me, which I definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It just added a little bit to me. But like with this, you can do so much with this granular effect. So you have advanced tab here too. So obviously you can mess with your macros, your sequence, your functions. And then over here, you have different effects that you can add too. So you can add different effects to this, whether it's chorus, delay, multi-filter, chorus, whatever. We'll just throw chorus on there real quick. Then we push play. We can turn these effects up. We can mess with the density. But there's a bunch of different presets in here that you can mess with. So we'll just mess with some modulation ones. We'll just grab some at random. Mess with the density. See what I'm saying? You can get some crazy sounds in here. Crazy sounds. So we can widen it out. But the more you mess with this, obviously, the more you can get it going. Definitely a super solid granular effect, in my opinion. Definitely my favorite. And the 10th plugin that I have for you guys today is my favorite distortion. It is called Fury. But if you have a Coldfire or something like that, you don't have to worry about getting Fury. This is just what my favorite distortion is. I've been saying this for years. I love this distortion. When you open up Theory, it's gonna look like this. Really easy to use, this distortion is. You get different drive modes, so you can just click on whatever drive mode you want. You got different distortion modes. You got different tone modes. You can come underneath the hood and you can start shaping your character and all that stuff if you want to. And then you also have modulation, and the modulation's easy because it's already tracked. So all you gotta do is turn it on and turn up the modulation. So on this, I have it on this 808. The 808 sounds like this, and then I'll turn it on. You'll be able to hear what it sounds like. Now with it on. Right, so you've got different kinds of distortion modes. We'll just go through a few of them real quick. Tone modes. And then what I like about this too is the modulation. So it's really easy to use the modulation. Then you have sequences you can go through. And then it's really easy to mess with the mix and everything over here. Let's go ahead and just reset this real quick. All right, so blah, and we are reset, but we can just mess with the drive. We can pull it back, pull it forward. We got movement, tone, all that stuff here. Just a solid distortion, really easy to use. One, again, I would definitely recommend. And number 11 on this list is Kickstart 2 by Nicky Romero and Cable Guys. So when you open this one up, this one's cool because it basically sidechains your kick for you. Very easy, makes it sound good. So what I'm gonna do is, I guess I'll let you guys hear this little part of this beat so you can reference it. So I'll play it up to here, and then I'll let you hear what Kickstart does with the 808 and then with the 808 in the beat. So this is just what this sample beat sounded like. Right, so that's what it's gonna do there. Let me go ahead, highlight this section up real quick. And we're just gonna highlight the kick and the 808 real quick for a second so you guys can hear what they sound like. So if I turn off Kickstart, this is what the 808 and the kick sound like together. So they're kind of both hitting at the same time, and they're taking up the same space in the frequency range. But once I turn Kickstart on, it's gonna sound like this. Let me do that again because I turned off the bass the last time. So this is what it's gonna sound like without the Kickstart on there. Now with Kickstart. So can you hear how much clearly, how clear the kick is coming through? It's because the 808 doesn't start until the kick's already hit. So this thing right here, this bar allows us to know when the 808 is gonna start. So the transient of the kick can hit first. So you see it's not hitting until there. Turn it off again. So it's just cleaner. And then we'll listen to it in the beat real quick. We'll start with it off, and then I'll turn it on. All right, so you hear how the kick doesn't sound like it's hitting as clean as it should? Now listen. lot of people say you don't need to sidechain your kicks, but I sidechain my kicks because it just makes it sound better to me. And the 12th must-have plugin I have for you guys today is another oldie but a goodie, but I'm gonna say Shaperbox 3. Bear with me, bear with me. Infiltrator 2 as well. You know what I'm saying? These two go hand in hand. It just depends on what you like better. Infiltrator 2, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, is gonna have more effects. You can do a lot of stuff with it. But I find myself reaching for Shaperbox more often than I do for Infiltrator because Shaperbox is just easier for me to use. I've been using it for so long. It's just really easy for me to use. And so I love Shaperbox because it just does so much. So like you guys heard, you know, that melody, it starts off like this. But now once I turn it on, but if I turn it on, it's just a fire plugin. You know, you can do so much with this, whether it's chopping up sounds, adding stutters, whatever it is you want to do. You see here, you've got all of these different presets. So, you know, we can just go halftime if we wanted to. But it has so much in here that you can use. Like I use a lot of these chop effects. But you can do so much with this, with like all the effects and everything that they have. You know what I'm saying? They have every effect that you can possibly want to throw up in here. So you've got time, pitch, drive, noise, a compressor, oscillope, volume, crush, liquid, filter, pan, reverb, width, so on and so forth. Hopefully they give us flanger and chorus here pretty soon. I mean, that's what we're waiting on next, right? But Shaperbox, Infiltrator 2, you can't go wrong with either one of them. The 13th plugin that I have for you guys today comes from Minimal Audio, and it is Current 2.0. So when you open up Current 2.0, it is going to look like this. It has some really cool sounds in here. I actually used this when I made my review on this. This was one of the demo beats that I had. It's just a little loop. But this thing is solid. As you look at the engine, you're gonna get two different oscillators, and then you're gonna get a granular synth right here that you can control to. You have a sub, you know what I'm saying, and a sampler right here. So you've got a sub oscillator, you've got a sampler right here, you've got your filters here, you've got FM and AM over here, which is just solid. You just get a lot with this. You also get different effects that you can control. So you see, you're going to get Minimal Audio's effects in this too, if you have them. So whatever effects that you have for Minimal Audio, third-party effects, you can also use them in this DAW too as well. This thing has a ton of different packs, you know what I'm saying? So as you see here, I have a ton of the packs. I haven't downloaded them all, but I have a whole bunch of the packs in this thing. Just a very solid synthesizer. Sorry, I'm not giving everything as much due as it should be here at the end. But you know what I'm saying? This video is going to be pretty long. So very fire synth. I love this thing since I've had it. I probably had it 6 months and I use it all the time. It's become one of my go-tos, one of my top 5 synthesizers without a shadow of a doubt. And the 14th must-have plugin that I have here for producers is Nectar 4. Why Nectar 4, you may ask if you're a producer. Well, if you're working with artists and you don't know how to necessarily mix or something like that, with Nectar, it'll automatically do it for you and it could save sessions. It could help you out dramatically. Or it could help you just get a quick mix if you're messing with people, or if you're trying to learn, it can show you what you need to do with your compression and your EQ and all that other stuff. So this one's dope because basically it'll take your vocal, it'll read your vocal, and then it will process the vocal for you. So we're just gonna do that in real time. I have the vocal right here. It sounds like this. Check. Yo, who is him? Who is him? Something unworldly with the pen, showing up early to the gym, blowing up early. To be fair, I do have a nice mic, so the record is typically gonna sound good. But now if I was to make this work properly, so let's go ahead and just drop this into the actual beat. And then we're just gonna push play. So we hit that, and it's gonna tell you to play audio to get started. You wanna play the loudest part of your audio, and then you just push play. Check. Yo, who is him? Who is him? Something unworldly with the pen, showing up early to the gym, blowing up early, my day begins, knowing surely I'll stack some ends, growing fury at it again, acting in sin, attacking your kin, unmasking a grin and laughing at them, I'll scatter they friends and tatter they skin, batter they limbs and shatter they chins, who do you know that's better than him? Rip up the beat, who's madder than him? The skinniest brother, for fatter than slim, your favorite rapper's an actor within, so he's no factor no matter I win, the sickest with data, the chatter I'm in, Omaha, Nebraska, the city in which I represent, the city in which it's evident, these killers and dealers not hesitant. So what it did was it add compression, all that stuff, lowered the sound a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and just changed the overall sound of it. Now if I added Nectar for the reverb and the delay, and then I added, depending on the Nectar that you get, you can get all these plugins separate. So now it's gonna sound like this. Check. Yo, who is him? Who is him? Something unworldly with the pen, showing up early to the gym, blowing up early, my day begins, knowing surely I'll stack some ends, growing fury at it again, acting in sin, attacking your kin, unmasking a grin and laughing at them, I'll scatter they friends and tatter they skin, batter they limbs and shatter they chins, who do you know that's better than him? Rip up. So you know what I'm saying? That'll get the job done, and it'll get you to a good point in your mix, you know what I'm saying, where you have a good start point. And the last must-have plugin I have for you guys in 2026, Pigments 7. Hello, Pigments, my old friend. Y'all thought I was gonna leave Pigments off the list? Nah, fam. So Pigments is another one of those super solid synthesizers. It has a whole bunch of different wavetables, whole bunch of stuff you can do. It's really easy to route all the LFOs wherever you need to see. You can just drag and drop everything you need to. Just a very easy synth to use. I'm lying. It's complex when you first get it, but once you learn it, it is so easy. It's got a ton of different effects that you can use over here. It's got a nice arpeggiator. It's got a sequencer on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Along with the arpeggiator, you can do a whole lot. I mean, here's a beat that I think I made last year with Pigments. So this is what I did for Pigment 6, and Pigment 7's out now. Not saying it's the hardest beat. So I made that with it, but you can do so much sound design with Pigments. Pigments is goated. It's definitely one of the best synthesizers out there. Another one that I would recommend, you know what I'm saying? All these plugins I'll recommend, and I'll leave everything linked below in the description. But that's what I got for you in today's video. Little did you guys know, my computer crashed during the first time I recorded this video, and I was 40 minutes in. So definitely came back to make sure that I got you guys the video, and you know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all can see some of at least my must-haves and my go-tos. I couldn't make music the same without these plugins. You know what I'm saying? Let me know below in the comments what your go-to plugins are. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.